Welcome back to another video. So today is going to be something completely different. It is all to do with mowers, but something a bit different. Now, what we're going to try and do today is, to the left of me, is where I store most of my old mowers. These are mowers that either need restoring or they're mowers that I'm using for parts for work, some more modern ones. But they live down the side, and like most of us, I don't have enough sheds and garages to store them in, so I keep a lot of them, or some of them, down the side there under a tarpaulin. Now, they've been under there untouched for probably a couple of years, and as you can see, I'll give you a quick sort of tour. I've been clearing and cutting the hedge, which is back there. I'll show you what I've been doing. And that sort of inspired me to have a bit of a clear out down the side, pull the mowers out. I'll probably give them a clean up. Probably won't be today, but I'll give them a clean up, oil them back up, and then put them back down the side and reposition the tarpaulin to keep them as dry as I possibly can. So I'll show you what I've been up to, and hence the video. So let's just have a quick look. So I don't know whether you can probably see just that the hedge up there has sort of got a bit out of hand and ended up sort of getting into the gutters and stuff like that. So I've sort of taken the top out. And you can sort of see down there. I'll give you a quick zoom. So we've got some of the rubbish there, and then these bags are full of hedging. So what I've got to do is I've got to start pulling some of those brambles out. I've got to get that gate, and you can't see much, but there is quite a few mowers down there. So I'm going to get you propped up. I've got my secateurs and sturdy gloves, and hopefully I can get past those brambles. So anyway, let's get you propped up. Now, got to be very, very careful here. I don't damage any of the plants, and be as careful as I can with this artificial grass. So let's pull that out the way. Surprising how quickly stuff sort of grows up. It was probably a couple of years. When we get in a bit further, we can see the tarpaulin, and I think a lot of it has sort of slipped a bit, so it does need sorting out. Right, get the gate out. It's only propped in here, so hopefully that will. Hanging on. Got a hose pipe tangled up in here. Right, okay, so let's just prop that gate up. Right. While you're here, I'll give you just a quick bird's eye view of what we've got to try and get back to. You see a lot of brambles. I think once we've got past this first bit, we can get to the first lot of mowers. So hopefully you can still see. Right, let's see if we can get in there. Nice bit of old railway sleeper. We originally put this gate up here and just cordoned it off really for the dog. I think what I've got to do is I've got to get some of the mowers out. They're sitting on the tarpaulin, but let me just show you what we've got. Yeah, the first lot here is Honda mowers that I keep back for spare parts for work. Some of these Hondas there, you've got those two there. They're the old 194, 214. They were really, really good mowers, those. Still quite a few of those around. They're not vintage, but they're very useful parts. I do still service a few of those. So keeping some of those back for spares is quite useful. But we've got to move this lot before we get to the vintage stuff. So I think I'm just going to pull some of them out and then free that tarpaulin. It's getting quite exciting. So I'm going to prop you as best as I can. It's not very easy here, but let's see what we can do. You can probably getting you propped up here, that's the problem. Right. I think we're all right. Right, okay, let's get stuck in. Some of it I've sort of forgotten exactly what I've got. Good excuse to get it out. Just walk that one out. Okay, so right, good. Not so easy. Oops. Whew. I'd sort of forgotten how many of these Hondas I've got. Trouble is, there's really not much room to manoeuvre, so making it a bit of a struggle, but we do like a struggle. Right. Right, so a bit of wood. Right. one tarpaulin, drag that right out of the way. Right, I'll show you the little fleet of Hondas. See, some of them really got quite bad. So that one there, if you're interested, that one is a HRD 536. That's a commercial one, roller one. I mean, if you bought a new one of those today, about 1,700 quid. But that's makes good spare parts. Like I say, these here, 194s. It's a 214, the bigger version, looking worse for wear. And another 194 roller. But yeah, they do make good parts. Right, let's go and have a look. So we should be sort of getting somewhere close to the vintage stuff. You can see it's all got quite desperate, and it's a good opportunity to have a good clear out, and I will clean the vintage ones and then give them a good oil up, cover them back up. So let's get you propped back up there. Right, let's get stuck in again. Once we've got them out, we'll have a bit of a guided tour of what's here. Tarpaulin. Right, let's give you a peek view of the next lot. So what we should have there, obviously we've got the Suffolk Colt there, got the Lloyd's edging mower. There should be a Ransoms there, the Blackburn engine, and I think there should be under the cover a Qualcar 16 motor mower, early one, and a Royal Enfield. So anyway, let's dig a bit further and get them all out, and then we'll have a look. Sorry you can't see much, but you've just got to wait till the end of the video. I think it's the last one now. Good. Right, let's have a look at the booty. So yeah. So that one there, that one is a Ransoms there. Can't remember what mark it is. Mark. Yeah, whether it's a 5, I'm not sure. But it's rather nice. It's got a Blackburn engine on it. Exposed valves. You've got the little oiler. It's got the original carburettor on it. It's well worth restoring this one. One of the things that sort of stopped me apart from time, you can see one of the blades is missing and it's actually broken a bit of the casting. So it's going to be quite a job to do it. It's worth doing, obviously, but you know, to do that, there's an awful lot of work. Got other projects on. So that's the Ransoms. Next one there. For those that are into mowers, you will have seen one and you know them, but that's made by the Royal Enfield company. Better known for making motorbikes. A little bit unusual. They did make lawnmowers for quite some time. A little bit like the Ransoms, it's got this epicyclic clutch on there, full of gears, very, very smooth. When you let the clutch out, it just takes off very smoothly. And it's a 2-stroke on it. You can see the exhaust at the back there, great big long exhaust. Long petrol tank. It would have obviously had some wooden handle grips. And what is a little bit unusual about these, let's have a look. It's a sort of a kickstart thing. So you put this handle in there and you can see, obviously you treat it like a kickstart. Once it starts, you put it back in its little slot there. There we are. So the Royal Enfield. And then behind it, nothing special, but that's a 12-inch Suffolk Colt, that one. It's got a sentimental value to me. There's much, much better examples out there, but that was actually my granddad's. And he actually died cutting the grass, unfortunately. That was his last job. It's looking rather sorry for itself, but I would like to do that up one day. But that's a 12-inch Suffolk Colt, and you do know I do like my Suffolks. So that will be one, hopefully one day to do. Right, so let's swizzle around a bit. So what we've got there, this is a early Qualcast 16. And it's got the sloping Villiers engine on there, which gives it a bit of date. They did a lot of advertising Qualcast back in the day, and there was a lot of them sold. The early ones like this are a little bit more difficult to find. This one seems to be a bit unusual with the fuel tank on the handles. I'm not quite sure whether that's original or not, but I've got the box for it, whichever it is. It's looking rather sad for itself up there. Great big thing it is. So you get plenty of grass in there. So while we're on boxes, let's go down here. I've got an assortment of bits of boxes here, which most people, this is rubbish. But this is a silence messer. And if you're ever restoring one, okay, the wood's absolutely had it in the metal, but these brackets are invaluable. So even though this is well past its best at box, it gives you a pattern to work for, and the brackets most importantly. And something else I dug up, which I was rather pleased, I'd sort of forgotten. We've got this remains of this grass box here, and I think that is a Ransom's. I'm not sure, but it might well be a Ransom's. I think it's an Anglo-Paris. I'm pretty sure it is. And as you know, I've got one with no box. So if that's the case, I've got the brackets. I've got a feeling the sides might have gone a bit too far, but yes, it is a Ransom's Anglo-Paris. So they might, if I dry those out, it might just be that I can reuse them, but we'll have to see. Anyway, let's go on to the others briefly, otherwise the video will go along a bit. That's a Lloyd's edge cutter. You see it looks like it's somebody's nicked the wheel off the side of it. You've got a little jockey wheel there for sort of cutting edges. Lloyd's were quite popular for doing these little edges. And then next door there's the Ransoms. These were very, very popular. There's a lot of these around. It goes to show you how keen people were for mechanical devices back in the day. Looks quite lethal, doesn't it? But that's a Ransom's. Let's have a look. There we go. We've got Ransom's trimmer, edge trimmer. So let's go on briefly. So over there, we've got an early Ransom's Lion, and that's a 9-inch one. So it's a nice small one, but that's an early one. We can sort of tell because it's got the narrow wheels. The later Lions had wider wheels. If we look at the tie bar connecting the frames, we've got this sort of forged sort of end on them. The later ones had a sort of a nut on them. So, and it's got its badge. So it's rough, but it's all wear. And we've got a Lloyd's of Letchworth. They were very popular. I think they always look a little bit older than what they really are, but I mean, they do go back a way. But they're nice looking things, beautifully geared, beautifully made. And I think that one's 5-bladed. So that will cope with some quite long grass. And then let's just zip up to the top there. The Lloyds had their sort of fairly unusual handle brackets. These sort of 2 clamps there, typical to the Lloyds. And then we've got another one up the front here. This is the low-wheeled version. Again, Lloyd's. I think that one's 6-bladed or 7-bladed. So that would have been better for a slightly finer lawn. The back one, longer grass would have been its forte. And then just in the middle, we've got a Shanks there. It's, there we are. It's quite an early one, that. And that is a Shanks Britisher. Let's just have a zoom in. You've got the early badge on there. And it's got the cast iron handle brackets. So that's a lovely mower, and that would come up nicely, worth doing. And then we've got the handles. We've got a roller mower here. I've not seen one here. The Velocity, British made. Look at that. So let's just turn it up. Heavy beast. Looks a little bit like a Webb Qualcast at a glance. It's got that rather nice two-piece cast iron split roller. So you've got a diffing on it. So it's a quality mower. And then on the side, difficult to see, British made. So we've got that. And then, of course, there's I'm pretty sure it's a Suffolk line marker there. Covered in white paint as always. What's left of a couple of grass boxes. I'm pretty sure the box down there is for one of the Lloyds. Those handle brackets look a bit familiar. Let's go back just a little bit more. There we are, that's good. Lovely. Yeah. Well, there you go, just a short video. I hope you enjoyed it. I've got a lot of clearing up to do. But I mean, most of these mowers, as you can probably see, to most people, it's scrap really, but it's not. A lot of it here is actually savable. It's very rusty, but nothing that can't be done. Most of them are fairly complete, and that's the key with this stuff. If you've got the original bits on there, when you're doing a restoration, as we all know, sometimes the time is having to make stuff. So having stuff complete is the key really, if you can. It's all stuff that I'd like to do one day. Probably never get the time, but I'd like to do it. So what I'm going to do with it is in the next few days, hopefully, give them a bit of a clean down, and I'm going to mix some old engine oil up, probably with some diesel. I'll have a clear out down the side there, and then put them back, cover them up again, and then as I need them, or I'm looking for a restoration project, I might just pull one out from time to time and we'll get cracking. But I think most of them here, apart from the modern Hondas, most of them here are well worth doing, and like I say, I'd like to do them at some point. Anyway, I've got some cleaning up, tidying up to do. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next video. Oops.